So what are the odds that Jesus is exactly who he said he is? Do you know that we can actually calculate that number? Atheists and skeptics always say that believers are dumb and/or gullible, and we just believe in myth and fairy tale. I'm willing to bet that these same people don't know that Scripture explicitly tells us to test everything. That is the way we should approach faith. We take in all the evidence and then draw the most logical conclusion. You see, after you understand that all the evidence, and I mean all the evidence, points to God being real, then it's hard not to laugh at the blatant ignorance that exudes from such a self-righteous judgment of these hard-hearted non-believers. Let's break down the numbers. You see, when we look at the story of Jesus and all the prophecies he fulfilled, and the odds of any one man accomplishing all of these feats, supernatural or otherwise, is literally a number so far beyond what we would think of as an absolute statistical impossibility of a magnitude that for all intents and purposes is tantamount to infinity. Let me show you what I mean. Professor Peter J. Stoner, chairman of the Department of Mathematics and Astronomy at Pasadena City College, calculates the odds of Jesus being who he said he was in his book Science Speaks. So Jesus fulfilled over 300 prophecies. The odds of any one man fulfilling just 8 prophecies is 1 in 10 to the 17th power. That is a number that looks like this. To put this in perspective, the odds of becoming president is 1 in 10 to the 7th power. And all I'm talking about is just 8 prophecies. As I said, Jesus fulfilled over 300. Are you starting to understand how big of a number we are talking about? How impossible this all is? Another word for impossible, keep in mind, is supernatural. And the odds of fulfilling 48 prophecies is 1 in 10 to the 157th power. To put the magnitude of that number in perspective, the amount of atoms in the entire universe is somewhere between 10 to the 78th and 10 to the 82nd power. Or another way to put it is that the odds of fulfilling around 50 prophecies is a statistical impossibility at a rate nearly the exponential double of the amount of atoms in the whole universe. Do you understand yet how incredible this story is? Beyond all odds, against all calculable reality, Jesus' life proves his divinity with its sheer magnitude. And more than just the prophecies fulfilled by Jesus, we can calculate the scientific predictions made throughout Scripture as well. For that number, we turn to astrophysicist Hugh Ross.
18 months, 1 or 2 hours a night, studying the Bible. And when I finally got to Revelation 22, I realized I'd not been able to find a single provable error or contradiction. And I found over 200 places where the Bible accurately predicted future scientific discoveries. And I still remember the night. It was like 1 in the morning. I went through a calculation. What's the probability that these Bible authors could have predicted all these scientific discoveries accurately without the God of the universe inspiring them to write what they wrote? And that probability was less than 1 chance in 10 to the 300 power. And I was weak. My physics professor gave us an assignment to calculate the probability that one of us in the class would be killed by a sudden reversal of the second law of thermodynamics. That probability is 1 chance in 10 to the 80th, which is so small, no one needs to worry about ever being killed by a reversal of the second law of thermodynamics. But I had just proved to myself that the message of the Bible was 10 to the 220 times more reliable and the second law of thermodynamics.
Okay, so I hope you're now starting to see just how impossible the story of Jesus actually is. Or a better way to put it, I hope you understand now just how supernatural Jesus actually is. He is not some divine prototype that has been used to dupe the masses as non-believers would have you believe. No, that's not what it is at all. Jesus is not a character. He is not some creation. He was and is the living God. Like, do we really get this yet? The Bible was composed over 1,500 years by 40 different writers, has over 60,000 cross-references. This is beyond comprehension. The only answer is that it's from God. Because mathematically, evidentially, it has to be.